Marina Franklin's Live, where I talk about my podcast, Friends Like Us. I'm Marina Franklin, like I said, and this is...
I'm Evelyn Frick.
Yay! Woohoo! Woo, 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 woo. Welcome. And today we'll be joined by, hopefully, Chewy will be joining us. I think she just logged on. I'm not sure. Let's see here. Well, she should be joining us soon. And of course, David. So we're going to try to get in as much as we can before he gets here. Okay.
Yeah.
So we were just talking about, we hope everyone is doing well and we hope everyone is safe out there. We just went through, we're both in New York. So I hope everyone who's watching, I hope, like if you're in New York City, I hope you're okay. It's a tough week. So how did you deal with that, Evelyn? Like what happened?
So I'm in Brooklyn, pretty close to Prospect Park. Where I am, I don't think there was any like you're seeing like videos of the streets just like filled with water. I don't think it was like that where I am, but my girlfriend and I just kind of hunkered down and stayed in our apartment and did not leave. Thankfully we didn't experience, we're on like a second floor, so we didn't experience, any like flooding or anything, but I do know friends who have like experienced like flooding in their apartments, and like having to like, it's a lot. And thankfully like everyone's okay, but it was also just like scary, like getting all these like alerts on your phone of like tornado warning, hurricane warning, and it just seemed like the city was not prepared for it. Like 2 weeks ago, I think, was when the first kind of tropical storm hurricane came through, I think was the big thing where people were prepared for it. But this time around, I hadn't really heard that much about it. So
I know it wasn't like, I blame de Blasio, and I'm going to say this before Juskow joins us because he doesn't agree, but I actually thought to myself, you have to be pretty smart to be in charge. And you got to be smarter and ahead of the rest. And I didn't think he was, because here's the thing. There was one thing they were not saying, which I was so used to. I hate to bring him up, Cuomo saying, but stay home.
Yeah.
That was not said until really too late.
Like day of, I think.
Like the moment of stay home.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, like, let's add up the thing that everyone has been locked down for so long. So there are more people out than normal because they want to, like, whenever you're inside, it's like you're like dealing with your quarantine again. So people are out.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So you gotta be extra on top of that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't blame him completely. This is this is what's happening with global warming, but I stayed home. I just knew, I looked out the window. Like I said to you earlier, Evelyn, I just seem to be ahead of all of these natural disasters. I don't know what it is. I just know what's going on. It's boat. Yeah, Mr. It is boat docking time. What up, Mr.? Now let's bring in Mr. Juskow. He's here. Hopefully he's ready. Let's see. Mr. Juskow.
Funny every time. Hello.
Hello and welcome to another Live with Marina Franklin as we talk about the Friends Like Us podcast. How are you, Jusky?
I'm all right. You guys, I think, I'll buy it, but I have to get a Friends Like Us t-shirt. So we're all in agreement.
Oh, yes. Send me. Oh, I have your address. I'll send it.
Okay. Small's fine. I'm kidding. Large would be terrific.
Oh, let's see. Wait, I want to check. I always do this. I know, but I just wanted to show the David Steinberg book.
Exciting.
It's weird because it doesn't show up in every.
Was I mentioned in it?
Oh, there we go. Now you can see it. Are you mentioned in it?
Am I? I don't know.
I don't think so.
No, I wouldn't be. But I mentioned in his the Showtime special when he had the Inside Comedy Showtime, the video show on Showtime. I told you Sarah mentioned me to him.
Sarah who?
Silverman. She's a comic.
Oh, do you know her?
I'm friendly with her. But as I told you, we were He was interviewing him. He's, I understand you played me in a performance of The Odd Couple many years ago, and she's like, yes, I did. It was really fun. And he's like, how did that go? She goes, well, my friend Dave Juskow was doing this show, and I played you. He goes, and how was it received? Not well.
Well, Juskow, we were also just talking about hello, Manuel Jean-Louis.
Hello, Manuel Jean-Louis.
I just wanted to say that. Where are you at, Manuel Jean-Louis? Are you French? Ça va? How are you during the storm, Juskow? This is a big.
I didn't even know what was happening. All I know is that during every storm, people call me, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "I live on the Upper East Side. Nothing bad happens to me."
But was there anything?
Air conditioning and I didn't even hear the storm. I mean, I saw some rain. When I was watching the news, I couldn't believe what was happening, because I do remember multiple times during like Hurricane Sandy, things like that, I can hear the wind at least. As this time I heard no wind, just some rain, and I have no idea. I mean, it was weird that it was so powerful because I saw nothing. I wasn't affected in any way.
Oh no, Mr. Oh, sorry, Jessica. This is covering your face.
That's okay.
If Evelyn became a nun, she would be a holy frick.
Well,
Mr. Leave the jokes to the comedians.
Yeah.
She's Jewish too.
I am
so
Jewish. I can become a nun. Although it is kind of funny. And a story I do like to tell. My girlfriend is also Jewish, but has a Catholic family. And growing up, she thought she like wanted to be a nun, and then later she realized it wasn't like because she was interested in like the religion part. It's because she's gay and just wanted to like hang out with a bunch of women and like solitary, like just by themselves all the time.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh my God.
Evelyn's so young. What would be the reason we would want to become a nun?
Oh, the sound of music.
No, I was going to say so we could fly.
Oh no, that's older than me. That's even older. I never watched The Flying Nun.
Oh my God, I used to watch it all the time.
But Gidget, I did watch.
But Evelyn, there was a show called The Flying Nun. It was a very successful series, and the reason she was able to fly is because she only weighed 90 pounds, and so she was able to lift herself off the ground and solve crimes while she was flying. It was hilarious, and it was Sally Field. That's the best part. It was Sally Field, and then she ended up winning 2 Oscars.
Yeah, that is good.
It's amazing.
What about Gidget? You know what? I used to watch Gidget, and I was like, I want friends like that where I go to the beach all the time.
And you know that was before The Flying Nun.
Was
it?
I don't
remember when Gidget was on. I mean, obviously you and I both saw these in syndication because there was nothing else to watch back then. But Gidget was before The Flying Nun. It was Gidget first, then The Flying Nun, and then Smokey and the Bandit, I guess.
You know, little unknown fact about me, well, maybe a fact, but I didn't know syndication. I didn't understand it as a kid. So when I was watching even like the Brady Bunch, I thought it was all happening in real time.
Well, I think I mean, again, you're younger than me, but the Brady Bunch was around your age time where you would be watching it in real time.
Not the one I was watching.
Oh, then.
And I remember my uncle ruining it.
74. So I don't know what you're.
I was 4 years. I was like, yeah.
I was so into the first run Brady Bunch, besides watching in syndication, that in lieu of they would take that away as a punishment for me that I couldn't watch it.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
I used to cry. I used to write. I used to pull my hair out.
And you watch it now and you're like, wait, why was I so obsessed with that? But everybody was. It wasn't just us.
But it was like so 70s. And I was just not like, it was way earlier than when I thought it was actually in real time. And I was so sure that it was happening as I was watching it. And I got into a huge debate with I was like, that can't be possible. Because I just didn't understand.
Well, if you were growing up in the 70s like me, you were only watching it like a year or two removed from.
Yeah, but I thought that for a kid at like 7, 8, that's traumatic. I didn't understand. I just didn't get it.
It's the magic.
You didn't know they were repeats, you mean?
That's what I mean. Yeah, okay. I didn't know. I was like
obsessed
confused.
with television for a long time, so I knew everything. Like I knew all that stuff because I was obsessed.
Look at all
this.
this.
Obsessed with television?
Yes.
Who could have guessed?
This is why I have a lot of trouble because in my life all I've ever wanted was my own TV show, and I can't achieve it, and it drives me insane. Since I was 5.
Wow.
And I don't care what it is, just anything.
At 5, what did you want your show to be? Did you have a
At 5,
concept?
I think I wanted to be Mannix, which was a private investigator show. This guy Mannix was unbelievable. He really just he had nothing. He was just kind of a handsome fella, and he would talk himself out of stuff. Like I remember once he was on a boat, when a guy was holding a gun on him, he just talked his way out of it. I'm like, yeah, see, that's the kind of show I'm looking to do.
Yeah.
And he always wore a jacket and tie.
Nice.
So I
Chewy
went as
May is
Mannix for
trying to join
Halloween for
us.
3 years.
So Chewy May is. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I was listening.
No, please bring on more lesbians.
Well, you know Chewy is a lesbian, or how did you know that?
Because
thank you, Captain
those are all
Delicious.
your friends that come to see you when you're sick.
I love Captain Delicious pants. His emoji, his profile pic.
Yeah, Jack said pork chops and applesauce.
I know.
That's swell.
Here comes Chewy. She's having problems. Let's see here. Hey, Chewy. She's still logging.
Problems, all right.
She's having problems. You're gonna get it from Juskow. Juskow likes to
if an Asian
go
person
in.
can't work out the internet, then there's no hope for any of us.
Pork chops and applesauce.
Pork chops and applesauce. Isn't that swell?
I remember that.
Legendary.
Pork chops and applesauce. I was gonna have Dan Adderman join us today. By the way, your friend Jeff Ross said he would join us.
Oh, that would be terrific, from Fort Lauderdale.
Yes, he said he would come on.
We performed Thursday at the West Side Club, and it was terrific, and he was great. It was me, Danny Natterman, him, Tom Takar, a new friend.
I think Chewy can hear us now. I can hear your background. Yeah. Well,
you can?
Yes. I mean, I hear you.
Oh, sweet.
I want to first, let me just take a moment to say to everyone, welcome to the Friends Like Us live stream. I do this every Saturday at 3:00. It's to, tell you about the podcast, Friends Like Us, that you can see it's on all platforms. It's on Apple Podcasts. It's on Pocket Casts, Spotify. And, every now and then we have guests that have been on the show on this live stream, or guests who have helped us with the show on this live stream. And the young lady that just joined us is Chewy May, everyone. Welcome, Chewy. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm good. Late. No, you're not. You're right on time.
Yay.
Now I want to ask you, Chewy, how you been? I haven't seen you in a long time, and you haven't been on the show in a while. And I know we just had a storm. Were you okay during the storm?
Yeah, I was indoors. Didn't really go out during the storm, but yeah, it's been all right.
You know what's funny? Everyone's saying that that they're fine, but everyone who called me was like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And we're all like, "Yeah."
All the 4 of us just listened to the weather report when they said stay indoors. We did.
Oh yeah.
I don't understand.
There were stories of like people being stuck outside.
Yeah, when you see people driving around, you're like, "What's the matter with them?" If your car, I can understand if your car gets swept up if it's parked and you thought you were home for the night. But if you're driving around and you knew damn well, it's very. I don't know if I have sympathy for people whose cars couldn't get home because they were. I can understand if you're at your job, but still, we all kind of knew this was going to happen. So it's
like you said, not everyone has the luxury to have a job that they can not go to.
Well, I understand that, but sometimes it's best to make other arrangements, just like a snowstorm.
Well, this is the thing. That's why they have a strike actually happening with Amazon, because Amazon demanded that their employees continue through that storm and go to work.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
It was crazy. Yeah, I saw a tweet thread about it. It's like they had them come in at 10 p.m. and then obviously the trucks couldn't get through because of all the rain. So then they made them go home.
Well,
and the only way to get home at that point was through Uber or Lyft, which is when you're working a minimum wage job is really expensive. It's really expensive when you're not,
and as elitist as this sounds, I was talking to my doorman, and he leaves at 11 o'clock at night.
Ooh.
And he couldn't get home. He tried. There was no subway working, and he had to wait. He told me he couldn't catch a cab until 3 a.m. I don't know where I was hoping he was still at least in the building.
Wow.
But
That's
he was
terrible
really
for your
having a lot of
doorman.
trouble. Normally they call me. I don't mind if they stay over, but I guess he didn't know until 3 a.m. and then he probably didn't know to call.
Yeah. Well, I feel bad also for people with basement apartments. I mean, that's like I think the majority of people who are like impacted.
And that's why I'm confused how those people died in the basement apartment. Why can't you just walk out the door? What am I missing?
Because it was that fast. That's what you're missing. That's how fast
like
it
a
was.
tidal wave.
Yeah, it was really fast. And then also I think
fast.
some of them were like older folks.
And
so
a baby.
Like, they have limited mobility.
I saw that. That's so
a baby
sad.
can't open the door.
Sure they can. If
you have to find your baby under the water.
Yeah, and so and here's the thing: these were illegal. Did you say that already, Evelyn?
I didn't. No.
These were illegal basement apartments. Yes, yes. Thank you, DJ.
You know, that's where
Prince.
When I first moved to the city, I was in an illegal basement apartment in Astoria, and I was thinking I probably would have happened to me. I still think I could have gotten out of the door though.
Oh.
Well, you see, that's the thing though. You just don't know until you're in a situation, like even in a car, the water rising in those cars was so fast at the point you can't open the door. Yeah. It's really sad. I mean, it's tragic, but it also shines a light on something that I've always thought that was very bad with New York City, is that New York has so much corruption when it comes to the unions. Like, and protecting people, like we really need to start protecting people in these apartments, renters, homeowners, also, what's it? NYCHA, like the way we treat NYCHA, New York housing, you know, the way we treat people who just want to have like a home in New York City is disgusting. In my opinion, it's the most disgusting in anywhere I've ever been. Like, I'm from Chicago. And I didn't even hear about these things until I came to New York. I was like, what? And it's like, you're not supposed to, it shouldn't be that way. When you look at the garbage on the streets of New York, anyone from Chicago who comes to New York is like, what the fuck is going on? Why is there garbage on the sidewalks? Because the unions, the way they control the collection or the whatever that is, Italian mob, I don't know. I was trying not to say it.
No,
but
I'll tell you, it ain't the Boy Scouts.
that was pretty damn. That was pretty damn good. Just
right from Back to School. Right, if you want cement in this town, I don't have to tell you who runs that. It ain't the Boy Scouts.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
And yes, I have a doorman. I'm looking at the comments.
Did he just stunt on us? Oh, yes. You could have been sleeping at you could have been sleeping at the time. Let's say it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know how you wake up, but water all of a sudden rushing in, you just have no time. So DJ Eric Prince.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, it also like reflects like, you know, certain things that like you know, like with defund the police, like the money, like so much money that went to the police like should have maybe gone to like transportation, so like the subways didn't flood and people could have gotten home, or to, you know, give more money to housing in New York so people have the ability to live in apartments that aren't gonna like immediately become flooded.
I always have this thing. I understand that this storm was different, I guess, but I've always thought like the joke of it is like when there used to be big storms like this and the subway was inundated and stuff, I'm like, it's like the people that built it were just like, well, you know, it's not going to rain that hard. It's like they have this innovation. They're going to build this city underground so people can move underground and there'll be no traffic. We'll take out transportation. But the one forward thinking they didn't have, well, it's not going to always rain. Or, you know, like it's just kind of funny when people didn't prepare and yet they were complete forward thinkers and moved this city along.
Yeah.
Did anyone see the rat in the floodwater?
Ew.
Oh yeah, the rat that was swimming and just loving life.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty gross.
No, not
I'm gonna try.
I look at the comments.
What?
Sorry, I was looking at the comments. I don't have. I still have to build it. It's a outrun machine, and I'm gonna put it together.
Because outrun machine.
Yeah, the driving one.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I have a third one here. I just have to build it. Gonna put on my tool belt.
Lure people in.
What?
Oh, Chewy, do you have headphones in? Because it's a bit of echo coming from your side. I think because you're
You're like the worst Asian broadcaster ever. Sorry, but
Get him, Chewy. Get him.
we have to go there.
Don't let him go with it. Get him.
Well,
Your
I like
stuff's
that you're
supposed,
joining
you know,
us from your pedophile layer there, Mr. Juskow.
there it is. She's right.
Yeah. That's
Now you
right,
have a little
Chewy.
scooter on the side. She's right. I just got new candy.
Wait.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I got the new. Yeah, so it's an outrun machine. I've had those two for a while, so I have an outrun machine now.
Yeah, you
And,
leave Chewy alone.
I'm so excited. It's got like a gas pedal and the shifting. It's going to be fun.
Oh, hold on. Someone's ringing my doorbell. I think it's, you know what? Every time someone
Is it
rings
my neighbor asking for wine?
What neighbor?
Remember my neighbor always comes by with an empty glass of wine saying, "Do you have any?" She knocks
Who?
on my door.
I've
This
never
crazy
experienced
woman.
that.
I never told you that?
No.
Sometimes when I'm doing the show, she'll come and knock on the door like, "Oh, I'm empty." She just has an empty glass of wine and say, "Do you have any?"
I'm not
She's
actually opening the door because
crazy.
so I can always tell from the way they ring my doorbell if it's like for me.
Right, right.
was a
This woman, by the way, was in the
shortcut.
movie Trading Places. That's why it's so funny.
Ooh.
Damn. Fawcett Media said, damn, Chewy's going for the jugular.
Like, coming.
Good for you, Chewy.
It was
They all
awesome.
know,
Thank
they
you.
know Juskow. So Trax, how are you? You're only luring seniors with those games.
I don't know. There was a 10-year-old playing it here that was. Wait, that came out the wrong way. But one of my friend's kids was playing it, and then she liked it so much they bought her own machine. And I'm like, but then she can't come over. Oh, you know what? I hate that kid anyway. It's all right.
Well,
I hate my friend Lee's kids.
so we all did well during the storm. That's the best part of this. I mean, I will say, like, I know I shouldn't talk about it, but the cellar, I saw what happened. I was supposed to
Worried
be
about
there
that
that night. It's like kind of like everyone kind of knows that it flooded. You saw it, Evelyn? Uh-oh.
No, her mic is off. You
Oh,
can see
sorry.
it. What an
I turned
idiot.
off because there was a like siren going by. Yeah, I saw it, and like the context in which I saw it was that like it was the video of like it was flooding, and they're like making people pay before they left.
Yeah, that's
which-
uncool. At
I
that
heard
point, you
that's
just
not
gotta-
really what happened.
You got to
by the
send
way.
everybody home at that point.
Wait,
I
really?
heard-
I just saw it, so I wasn't sure. Like, you know, it's just from Twitter, so it's like, what verified source is this?
Mm.
But
I heard that in reality, what happened was they said everyone just go or some. It's like so many mixed stories.
Yeah.
yeah,
But I will say that was the show that I was supposed to be on at 10:15, and I knew at like 8:00. I looked outside my window. I saw the trees moving back and forth. I said that can't be good. And then I saw from the way the rain was coming down. I said, now I still remember the first flood in the subway that happened during a rainstorm that was like uptown. I'll never forget that story. Seeing the people, remember that, Chewy? Remember that story? You saw the people walking in the floodwater in the subway on like 168th or something.
Oh yeah.
I was like, that's my train line. I was like, there's no way in the world that this is not going to happen again. So I text the manager and I said, I'm not. I'm so proud of myself. It's one of those things where you just don't know because you feel like you got to go to work. You don't want to like anyone to think you're weak. And I think that mentality needs to go away in America where, you know, you have to go to work. If we didn't learn anything else from September 11th, that should have been the one thing we learned is that you need to let people be safe first. Work can come second. Safety first.
absolutely.
Because on September 11th, I don't know if you remember, Juskow, the reason a lot of
No,
people,
the World Trade Center, it exploded.
people were
yes.
told to go
Oh,
back
you're
to
talking about
work.
something else. No, I remember.
Oh.
I totally remember. I was one of those people.
To go back to work?
Yeah, but I didn't go back. That was the worst day. I can't believe we're
It was
coming up on the
horrible.
20th anniversary. I don't want to. I don't think anybody wants to remember it. I think that's why they're being kind of a little lackadaisical. No, it's not something you want to remember. We're obviously not celebrating, but I just don't think anybody, especially who lived here during it, wants to think about it at all. I know you.
Yeah.
We have to remember, but it's an easy thing. It's not like the Holocaust in a way where, you know, that's something, all right, we got to remember so it doesn't happen again. Whereas this one, we always remember because it's September 11th. So everybody remembers the date. So we will remember. And the worst part is it's going to happen again. We just don't know when, but soon.
It's
'cause
sad.
They're all getting
You know
together again.
what they had on CNN to
Worried about my van too. It is in a parking lot in the basement.
I
picking
love
it up tomorrow to
I
go to
love
Pizza
that they
Hut.
remembered
I'm
that
picking it
you're
up tomorrow to go to Pizza Hut.
to go to Pizza Hut.
Yeah, it's my nephew's birthday. We always go to Pizza Hut. He's
Aw.
already 30, but we but they're apparently Pizza Hut's still not open.
I love this.
It's still just they decided not to open the restaurant. Why should they? So
So-
they're still just you still have to pick it up with your car.
There was an interesting back to September 11th. I know it's depressing, but September 11th is a reality, and like you said, it's something we need to be aware of. On CNN, and I rarely watch CNN anymore, but I watched it today. They had the most interesting angle of where they came from the story, which was they talked to the children that George Bush was reading to as adults.
Oh,
Well, not adults, but they're older
that's
now.
interesting.
And
Well,
one
they're
of the
like 25 or something, right?
yes,
Yeah.
and that is so interesting. One of the kids said this. He goes, "I was in second grade, and that's the first time I learned what the word terrorist was."
Oh,
Boy, that's a great interview. I never even thought about that. Right? What those kids grown up now? Wow, that's interesting.
Imagine that. That's how you learned what terrorist. Like
Well, we
what it-
all learned. That's a stupid one because we all learned that.
no,
day,
but
so,
they were in second grade, Juskow. They're
So
like
all the second graders learned it. That's not interesting to what happened to him with President Bush reading him the book. That's not interesting.
it was the
All second
it
graders learned the
is-
word terrorist that day.
yes,
Right,
And
but
that's,
he
like,
was there.
so
I want to hear something
traumatic.
that's traumatic.
because that's a stupid comment to make. I want to hear something
You
that
shut
has
your
to do
face.
with him, the president, reading the book.
They
and
did.
then
That's
saying,
the thing. That's the whole point. They did not. None of them ever talk about him reading the book in all the interviews.
What is the point of the whole thing? Why are we watching?
The point is you're a moron.
How am
about
I a
that one?
moron? That's what isn't that the interesting part? They're like, well, I was even 5. And I knew
No,
something was
because
wrong,
they're
and he kept reading us the
children.
book.
You freaking moron.
No. That's a stupid interview. Then, if I don't care if they're kids, if they don't have anything interesting to say, I'm not interested.
How do we? Can we hide him?
Oh yeah.
I can't believe.
So
oh. Okay. Nice.
no, but here's the thing. Seriously,
It's so much quieter now.
isn't it quite? Oh my god!
You can
Look,
hear
guys,
it.
isn't it? And look how incredible this is.
Yeah, you can.
Still on
Listen
the
to
air
yourself.
somehow. What is going on? I will not be ignored.
We got to keep Juskow in his spot where when they comment, they cover his face. Let's see. Let's see. He had a book upside down. Someone else was reading the book. Oh, funny. I love it. Let's see. Gidget comes on. I don't remember nothing in second grade. That's what Q says.
I can remember everything in second grade. My teacher was Mrs. Arnold, and she was an asshole. She would bring us to the water fountain, and then she would go, 1, 2, 3, that'll do. 1, 2, 3, that'll do. 1, 2, 3, that'll do. I mean, who forgets that? That's what I'm saying. I can't believe these kids don't remember anything.
So to answer,
Maybe they were like, a slow group.
the book was My Pet Goat. Weird, the stuff that stays with us. Wow. Let's see.
That's a strange thing for the president of the United States to read to a couple of kids. My pet goat.
Let's see. There was someone asked me about us, Marina Franklin. Let's bring it back to me. Hi, Breed. First of all, for joining us, because I don't think I've seen you here before. So tell us where you're at, where you're from. If you're joining us today, let us know where you're at. Marina Franklin, will you perform a new stand-up special in the near future? Love your stand-up. I love the fact that you said that because I'm going to be working on an hour on September 15th. And if Evelyn would be so nice to join us, I would love to have her there as well as with Von DiCarlo. Chewy, do you have your speaker? You have headsets in?
Yep. Have a good time doing that on Yom Kippur.
Or can you turn your?
I'm not Sandy Koufax. I can.
Because it's
Wait, Evelyn,
echoing
you
through
can't
your.
go? That's like Kol Nidre. That's like the most important night of the Jewish New Year. You're writing for a Jewish magazine.
God wants this for me.
Evelyn, you can't attend that.
Oh, he's gonna judge. Don't you dare! What about if I asked you to be on the show?
Yeah, I guess I'm probably available. Oh shit! Damn it!
I knew it. But I'm going to be working on an hour there. And also, just so you know, I just sold a show to FX Now, to get it on the air is a whole thing, but it's exciting. So a lot of things coming.
Okay,
So
the 5th, that's why you were able to do my show on the 21st. Excellent.
well, hopefully that stays
What do you
true.
mean, hopefully?
Hopefully. Chewy, I gotta ask you, do you have on headphones?
Yeah, and then I just muted it to see if I could
Oh, it's
stop
not
the
you.
echoing. Oh, it's not me.
It's Juskow.
No, it's not me.
I bet it's him.
I think it's him.
Oh.
Uh-huh. Let's see. The kids were top in the nation at reading. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be
I'm
like
here to
Freak.
see the possibility of Evelyn Frick to get Freak on live. What? Okay.
What is it
All
to
right.
get Freak?
All right, Chris
What is
L.
the thing?
Yeah.
We've never seen you before, but I don't know what you're talking about. All right.
Yeah. If I were to get my Freak on live, it would not be on YouTube.
Yes. Yeah, Chris L.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Juskow is causing problems again. Yeah, he always is.
He
Eric,
always is.
DJ Eric Prince, I want to ask you: are you going to the every Sunday in Brooklyn at the end of the summer? They have the Brooklyn Jamboree, House Music Jamboree in Prospect Park. Are you going? It's great. I'm going to be there.
We went, right?
Yeah, I took you there, Chewy.
Yeah. And you did not know that was the first time in a long time that I got high.
That you got what?
High off of your supply.
Oh,
What?
you did.
You're having a problem with my sound?
No, it's just there's an echo. Wait, let's just do a test. Mute yourself, Juskow, for a second. So let's see. Up, yep. Guess what? Guess who was right?
I'm the problem?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hear an echo.
Yeah, you don't have no earphones or not. We're the only ones with headset thingies.
Yeah,
Look at you. I can see your big earlobes.
You might be right. We've
went
never had
away.
a problem before.
It went away just now. I don't know, something you did.
I turned down my speakers.
That's why.
Oh.
There's 4 of us too. I don't know why this never happened before. Look,
Sorry about that.
Look at Juskow. He's such an audio snob. It just threw his. Look at what's happening to him
it's
right
really
now.
bothering me. Meanwhile, I was just I was setting up stuff for that thing. And, that's true. That's my teacher. I was doing the reason I did, I'm doing this new show on Tuesdays through the Cellar and this other thing, and we were working with Mushy Mike, and he was 2 hours late, and he never is. So I thought something was wrong, and of course he just overslept. So.
Oh, wow, oversleeping.
I didn't think that would be the problem. I really thought, and the best part was I was just telling these guys that we're working with. It's a sports show that Marina's going to be on, hopefully on the 21st. And I just told these guys, this guy is the most reliable guy. You can count on this guy whenever. And then he didn't show up for the test. It was so embarrassing, but it was right out of a sitcom, so I liked every minute of it.
So if you would like tickets to my show on September 15th, I know, I love I just keep it going, right? September 15th, you can send me a message here at marinalivecomedy@gmail.com. Okay, I'll put it in the comment section while Juskow is talking, and you will get free tickets to go see me live at the Fat Black Pussycat as part of the Comedy Cellar on September 15th. I will be working on new material.
Oh, thank God. Kidding.
How dare you?
That I was being a comedy snob then.
Chewy, how have you been? I haven't seen you at all. Are you doing shows?
Now, which one is Chewy again?
Hello.
Get him, Chewy. Get him.
Doing all right. Since the variant, I started pulling back a little bit more because not all places are like COVID safe, I feel. But yeah, still doing it, still pushing away.
Good for you, you're right. Are you getting the booster?
Yes, but I don't think is it available yet in New York?
Okay, so here's the thing. If you go to CVS and you put in the date of when you got your Pfizer shot, the last one, you can get your booster.
Really?
Yeah, they were like, you're approved.
Did you
I
get
did
yours
that
yet?
already. I went to a taping of one of their shows, like The Big Bang Theory, and they did not have booster shots available.
No, I said at CVS.
CVS. I'm sorry. Okay, got you.
Oh, but you told on yourself. Look at that.
It was CBS.
No, CVS.
Got you.
And I waited. I actually was like, because I have a feeling like
Wait, you got the booster shot already?
I could have, but I decided not to because I do my research. And I knew, I even said it on the podcast, and Zainab was shocked because I'm like all pro vaccine. I said, yeah, but I noticed that the CDC and the FDA had not approved really this yet for booster shots. The CDC and the FDA were kind of going at it. And Joe Biden just went ahead and said, yeah, go and get that shit. So I knew from that, I was like, I'm going to hold up and just get more information.
I usually wait for Marina to tell me what to do.
It's going to save your life. So far, I've been right about this the whole time.
You've been right about everything. Yeah.
Haven't I? It's incredible. So the thing is, I knew, and Zainab was shocked. She goes, I was surprised that you didn't say, go ahead and get that booster. And I said, well, no, I read the newspaper, and then lo and behold, yesterday it came out that Moderna and J&J, they will not approve that yet. Like Pfizer, they're going to probably go ahead and approve for a booster shot, but Moderna, they're like, hold up. There's still not
I heard something
there's
about
not a lot of studies.
That when they get it together, the J&J booster shot will be outstanding.
When they get it together.
Right. Well, that's the one I have.
The lawsuit?
Do you have to get the same shot that you got your shot for?
I believe so.
I think so. Unless you have I know someone who got the first dose of Pfizer and then had a very minor allergic reaction to it. So her doctor said just to get the J&J vaccine, but that's the only reason why you would switch vaccines.
I ain't getting that J&J. I've heard about the new variant, DJ. It's called Moo.
Oh,
but
God.
They don't even sound like that serious about Moo. They're still studying it.
If the new variant after Delta was called Lambda, right? Wasn't that what it was called?
There is a Lambda.
Because if it's Lambda Mu, isn't that right out of Revenge of the Nerds? Wasn't that their sorority and fraternity combination, Lambda Mu? The girls were from Mu, and the boys were from Lambda.
I can't remember. This is.
I know somebody on this stream knows what I'm talking about. They seem to know everything I know, which makes me so happy. Lambda.
I know. I used to love the Revenge of the Nerds. I would like to see a reboot of the Revenge of the Nerds battles Wall Street.
God, that would have been a better second one than the one with Barry Sobel.
Oh yeah.
See, DJ Eric Prince knows, but he will not acknowledge me.
What are you? Oh, is he? I know, but I will not. Come on, tell us. Yes, they are letters of the Greek alphabet.
Well, I know that, but it's right out of Revenge of the. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was Lambda, and the Omega Moos. I knew I wasn't crazy.
It's why he has such.
It's funny that they're naming the variants after characters out of Revenge of the Nerds.
It's true, Dr.
Fauci. I can't take it serious.
Dr. Fauci has said they're watching Mu because it might be better at evading antibodies from the vaccine. That's wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
That's why you should always wear your mask. Everyone was making fun of me when I was still wearing my mask because I remember how everyone was like, Marina, you're vaccinated. And I was like, you look like an idiot to me.
Just because I said that doesn't mean you have to say it. Everybody said it. I'll take responsibility.
No one used to come out to me all the time. I'd be at the salad. It's like, you're vaccinated. What are you doing? I'm like,
kept putting your mask on during bites of food.
Yeah, I don't even think you should be eating. I don't know, that rule is dumb to me.
No,
Going to a restaurant and eating and then taking your mask. That's so stupid. That's like, come on.
It is stupid, but unfortunately that is living life. And if you stop doing that, there's just the point of
stuffing your face. How about that?
I can't
get it to go.
I just ordered White Castle yesterday to delivered.
You got White Castle delivered.
Yeah, Pizza Hut
from 103rd Street.
Are you okay?
Someone doesn't care about his life. It's a suicide
help it.
prevention line.
They just showed up in my Seamless app, and I'm like, hello.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, don't be ordering White Castle. Come on, Jusky.
I can't
You know what's
help
really
it.
You're in New
funny?
York City, one of the greatest culinary capitals in the world.
I know, and the worst part is, I love going to what's that that steak place I like? The Australian
Outback?
one, Outback. Yeah, and I order from Domino's. I don't belong in New York City. I am an embarrassment to all of us.
Oh, wait, I'm getting more praise from.
Wow.
Sorry, this is covering
No,
up
that was about me. he was
all your
talking about.
faces. Breed says, back in 2019, I caught a part of your stand-up performance. Gotta say, you are one of my top 5. Thank you, Breed.
Thank you so much.
No, it's not to
sure
you,
he's talking
Juskow.
about- Okay.
No.
To answer your question, I'm from Philly. Oh, and I live in Chicago. Oh, wonderful. Chi-Town, you live in Chicago. Good for you.
Hey, I was
What-
watching Silver Linings Playbook last night. and
No,
they
he
always
was. Let's back to.
No, but I'm going to talk. But I was talking, watching that scene where they go see the Eagles play, and I was thinking of you and me last summer playing the Philadelphia Phillies stadium
I
with
know,
Gaffigan.
that was
which so much
nice.
fun. Yeah,
I know. I miss performing with Gaffigan. That was fun.
it was very exciting and fun since because we were together at least, and that other kid, that kid who loves Jesus. Who's that other kid? was very nice, but-
Keith Alberstadt.
Oh yeah, he was nice, but I
Oh.
was just glad you and me were together. And Lois.
He's very conservative. Yeah, he is. He was very nervous though. He just had a newborn and he was on the road and he didn't want to bring anything home.
Well,
It's
then
like,
he should have said he wouldn't do it. What do you want us to do about it?
He
Just
has
like
to-
Todd Barry.
this
That's how I got in the.
Listen.
job.
everything is measured risks. So I don't blame anyone for doing what they need to do during this time. We're going to be living with this for a while. So you have to hope for the best, do your best. But here's some things you really just that are obvious that you shouldn't do is go inside with a bunch of people without a mask. That's like the most obvious thing. And I do notice that when it's a large crowd and most of them aren't wearing masks, you get bullied for wearing your mask. Don't let them bully you. It's not cool. You know what doesn't look cool? 6 feet under.
Wow.
Oh my God. That was like after school special commercial. I'm so proud of myself.
It reminded me of like in school when they're like, don't let people peer pressure you into doing drugs. It's like, don't let people peer pressure you into taking off your mask.
That's because you went to school much late, like in the 21st century.
I did, yeah.
We were always peer pressured about drugs. It was a very successful operation. It was better to just try it and get it over with.
Oh, this is worth covering, you guys' face. Marina, did you trace your roots yet? I did my African ancestry DNA check. They said I am from Gambia, West Africa, and when I dressed that little leaf, I actually look like one. Use that. Okay, no, I
So
don't.
wait till she tells you what she found out. It's my favorite story.
I mean, I love the little cute joke. Go
ahead and tell him, Marina.
I am 11.8% Ashkenazi, but it went up this past summer.
How
It
did
did.
it go up?
That's
It
so
did. It
funny.
went to 12%.
It went up because she's been
Is it the
hanging out
weather
with me
change?
too much. And Evelyn.
Honestly, yeah, it's rubbed off a little bit.
You're welcome, America.
Yeah, it is 12%. My grandmother's father was Ashkenazi. And so I guess it just went up though. I don't know. It was
So funny.
they like send me a message.
That's incredible.
Your score went up.
And she's so
Yeah.
excited about it too. It's like me and my sister, we just would have given anything to not be Jewish in this lifetime. And Marina's like, "Oh my God, I'm so excited! I just found out this great thing." And we're like,
Here's the
"What's
other
the matter
part.
with you?"
Here's the other part though. I'm really excited about Nigerian as well. Because
Oh.
Nigerians are some of the smartest people in the world, especially right now. It's one of the, I think Noam sent me an article about Nigerians being the most successful people in the United States
Wow.
in like right now, like ethnic wise. So Nigerian, huge part. And then there's Irish and the British. And that's why I look kind of like confusing, I think. Like I used to always like go to dance clubs and be like, how come I don't have as strong features, African features as that girl over there? I would love her because there's all the stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
But
I just always thought you were pretty. That's the
Thank you.
most important thing.
The most important thing is Juskow thinking you're pretty.
Yeah,
Oh, look, Tibby's
I am
like,
the average man.
sometimes I wonder if I have a distant. Well, I have a lot of Jewish cousins. I see them on 23andMe. I see, and my mom got to know my cousins in North Carolina. Believe it, Jewish cousins in North
Mm.
Carolina. She went to go visit them, and she got pictures of her.
I just sent in
grandfather.
my headshot, and they just told me I was Jewish. I didn't even send in the saliva. It was weird.
I do want. I want some holidays. Hey yo. Marina, you probably have been eating more bagels, so it went up. Ooh. I'm gonna say, as part of the community, that is an unacceptable joke.
That's part of the community. She's going for all Joe community.
I ate bagels without knowing I was Ashkenazi.
That's more of a New York thing.
That's a New York thing.
Yeah.
So you watch your mouth.
Have you tried creamed pickled herring or pickled herring with cream sauce yet, Marina?
No, I have not.
If you like that, then you're in.
I don't like that.
What do you mean you don't like it? It's amazing. Then you're not even a real. But Evelyn, we don't think of you as a real Jew anyway.
Oh, okay.
She's way too pretty.
I'm
doesn't look
Sephardic.
Jewy
I'm
enough.
not
sorry.
Ashkenazi.
She's Sephardic.
And look what she's doing on Kol Nidre. So how do we consider her one of us?
I'll ask
Pickle
for forgiveness
herring.
next
Learning
year.
about different cultures.
See,
today.
pickled herring is great.
Well, Chewy, what about you? Have you done your 23andMe? What come up?
No, I'm one of those that's like, why do you want my DNA? So I never done any of that. I guess
I'm scared
all
because they
Asian.
own it.
Oh, do they own the DNA?
Yeah, they own your DNA afterwards.
Who cares?
Is there like a
Yeah, who
meme,
cares?
Marina
You're
walking
right.
around somewhere? That's so cute.
I mean, you're right. Who cares? It's like, look at all these natural. Just have it. Have it.
Yeah, right. It's like they'll know my bank account number. I'm like, so.
Evelyn can be one of us. I'm with it.
Oh,
One of
yes.
who?
What do you mean? I am Jewish.
She
What
is
do you say?
Jewish. Uh-oh.
Wait, Evelyn, you never
I knew
did
Marina
the,
had some Jewish in her now, especially since she looks very much like a young YouTuber who is a young Jewish boy. Okay.
It's a weird one, I guess.
I don't know.
But Evelyn,
Captain
have you,
Delicious.
after
Okay.
Yom Kippur, did you eat, bagels and lox with your family all the time and stuff like that? Or did you guys not do that?
We didn't do that. I mean, like we would like break fast, but we never had like a specific like break fast.
Real, but that's the way
meal.
most Jews break fast.
Yeah, no, I know. Well, because also I grew up in like Amish country, so like
Oh,
around a lot of
Interesting.
Jews.
Another
to begin
piece
with.
of the puzzle.
That's right.
Yeah,
I forgot. You over there by the guy
Amish people. Yeah.
Jebediah.
Yeah.
Marina,
Oh,
are you still a cougar? No, I've learned my lesson. I have no longer Sweet World. Tell us where you're from, because I don't think I've seen you on here before. I am no longer a cougar. The young ones, they just talk too much, and it's
Old
they
people
don't
talk a lot too, apparently.
Yeah.
Hello.
Well,
Just I would know.
Just go. Greetings, David McDonald. Greetings to you. Where are you at, David McDonald? I feel like he's been on. Has he been on here before?
Maybe once.
While we're at it, I should remind you why we do this. We do this to promote the Friends Like Us podcast. Everyone on here has either been on the podcast or worked for the podcast. And I thought I'd share with you a moment this week that we had with a friend, Khalees Hawkins, who was on the most recent episode where she's talking about kids going back to school. So I have it queued up, of course. Hopefully this works out, because I always I'm horrible at sharing things, but here we go.
I hope that kid's father's on board with this.
Hope we can't hear.
So yeah, I like that post.
It's an interesting post.
Well, it's true. It's like even my niece, I talk to my nieces every Thursday. We do a thing called TT Thursdays, where I didn't even realize how much they needed it. Something different, just something to like have as a regular thing that's outside of just being at home. And my nieces were like, my one niece was mad that she was looking forward to talking to me every Thursday. She goes, yeah, I don't know if you realize this, but I look forward to this. And I was like, I thought it was so funny. And she told me recently, she said, she goes, I have to be in school. I can't do it that way again. So
the only thing I was going to say is that I know that's horrible, and I feel so bad for the kids, especially if they have to wear masks. I just think that's awful. But it's not, at least they're a little bit prepared for it because they did it last year. It would be more shocking. It was more shocking, I think, the first time. So, I think they're almost expecting, I hope we make it through the school year. So, if you look at it that way a little bit, maybe it's better. But I feel horrible for those kids, especially the wearing masks. That's got to suck. Not being able to just be with your friends and talk normal. It's just so weird. It really is like if you came in a time machine back to now, you'd be so freaked out seeing everybody wear masks, It would be right out of Back to the Future. Like, is it all because of the nuclear fallout war? It's just it would be so creepy to see.
Yeah. And like, I think it just like varies like school to school. Like my girlfriend's mom is a teacher. She teaches like English language learning for like young kids for like probably like kindergarten age. And like some of the schools around, like there was one school and she lives in the Twin Cities, and like one school, they didn't have a mask mandate and they closed down after like 4 days, I think, because they had like 60 cases of COVID. But yeah, so I mean, that's a school without a mask mandate. With a mask mandate, I would assume it would be slightly better, but it's so hard to know.
Slightly better. That's the thing,
Yeah.
I mean, last night the Broadway shows, a couple of them opened. Their choice of what they're opening is awkward, but I saw a picture and like everybody was wearing masks. I just can't imagine sitting through a show wearing a mask the full time. I think I'd rather not go.
Like I went to the movies last night to watch the new Marvel movie, and I wore my mask the entire time because I didn't see that they checked vaccination cards at the door. I was okay. Like I do miss being able to like eat with my hands, but it's still doable to like watch a show with the mask on.
It was annoying, or it wasn't? What did you say? It was okay?
It was all right. Like I do miss like the old times where I used to eat popcorn with my hands without thinking about whether or not I'm going to get sick from it. But it's doable. It's sad new normal.
Venus Boys is saying that even before the COVID, it was pretty common to see Asian kids coming to school in masks when they were sick.
Not just sick. I mean, Asian folks have been wearing it long in advance. They were, seems like they were prepared.
And Venus says, I thought it was polite. But hi, Venus, by the way. I thought it was polite on their part. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very polite.
It is very kind.
I that's the thing I can't understand when someone is on the subway. Like I ride the subway and someone's on the subway and they don't have a mask on. Like, dude, I just wouldn't want all that hate coming my way, because I know what I'm thinking when I see someone on the subway without a mask. Like, I'm instantly thinking, fuck you. You're an asshole. You're a moron. You don't care about my life. You just don't care about me.
Marina, if I haven't taken the subway since March 9th of 2020, is it required in the subways? Or
yes,
people, or
technically, but it's not like enforced.
It's not enforced.
But they have a thing saying, like a picture saying you need to wear your mask here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So that means you're also doing it just to defy the in general that it's a mandate. So that's even worse. I mean, we know there's people that, like I went into Dwayne Reed today or whatever, and there's no sign that says you have to wear your mask, but I saw everybody wearing it, so I put it on. But it wasn't, like you said, enforced. But at the subway, I was wondering, because I haven't been down there.
Yeah.
I love Stacey Williams. She's like, I can't believe I let strangers breathe on me my whole life. Yeah,
that's the way I felt about movie theaters for years. I always felt that way. And Sarah Silverman, oh my God. I had to stop going to the movies with her because she was just amazing. She just hated the way people chew. No offense to Chewy. That was the exact response.
So Ted Chambers says, my son is double vaccinated and wears a N99 mask all day at his high school. His report is that nobody is socially distanced and masks are being worn on the chin. Yep. I think it's only a matter of time before we go back to virtual learning again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what we really need to do is actually just take off all the masks and just go for it all and let the chips fall where they may, because we cannot live like this.
Well, we have to get vaccinated.
Well, if you get back, right, we all have to get vaccinated, and then we can just kind of move around and take our chances that we might get it, because we cannot live like this. We can't do another shutdown. It's just, we can't. We can't
Well,
have
we
another
can wear
thing.
masks. We just have to wear masks a longer time. If they hadn't said, do you remember there was a point when they said, take off your fucking mask?
As soon as Biden got in
yeah.
office.
And everyone was like, are you nuts? You just got everyone on the same board. Why would you do? We all knew that
Yeah.
was too soon.
Yeah.
It was,
too soon.
yeah.
But that's
It
what
was
happens when
crazy.
you are a new president and you want to make points with everybody. It was
That
a
is
brilliant move
definitely,
in
that
many
is
ways.
true. That is true. How do we feel about the new governor of New York? I'm going to go to Chewy.
I'm very ignorant. I don't really follow the news. She seems lovely. I don't really follow what she's doing.
But
Yeah.
what did you think about Cuomo? Do you miss him? Do you miss his sexy ass?
His soft caresses on my bosom. No, a politician's a politician. So it's just like, yeah, do not miss Cuomo.
No, David. We need to be safe. Wear your
I got you, I
goddamn
know,
mask.
but how long is this going to, how many years can we?
It's about endurance.
It is.
It is. I said this from the very beginning. This is like if you ever ran cross country. That's why I ran cross country, by the way, because I knew it was more of like a test of the will.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have endurance for this. That's it.
Well, maybe we think, or I think differently. We live in New York City, so it's like it's maybe if you live somewhere else, it's not that big a deal. But here we're like, it's all about the people and hanging out and doing stuff with lots of people, and I mean, now that I'm older, I really couldn't care less.
I'm
But
with
if I was
you,
young,
TV.
I'd be so upset.
TV says, yes, we can wear masks. It's not about points. It's about safety still. So tired of people who can't do this one simple thing. You don't complain about wearing masks, do you?
No,
That's
pants.
more fact. Oh, pants.
And I
Yeah.
do complain about that. So
Well,
that's on you.
bras, I would say.
Yeah.
I always complain
Bras
about
are a
wearing
pain in the
pants.
ass. However,
Pants
you know
on,
what's
pants
funny?
off. I like that. See,
Here's the funny thing
I'm
about
gonna take off my
bras.
pants now.
You watch. I will hide you. Well, let's shift gears for a second. So in Texas, the abortion, this, I don't, it's so depressing
Yeah.
It is.
that I have
Mm.
actually tapped out of knowing the specifics of it. But it's a law that in Texas only, like after 6 weeks, a woman cannot receive, or during 6 weeks, right?
It's like 6 weeks is the
can't
cutoff
handle it.
point. You can't have an abortion.
I want to go down there and help somehow, and I don't know what I can do. It's driving me crazy.
It's nuts. And then I posted something on my Instagram. So Lyft drivers or Uber drivers can be fined for driving someone.
Yeah, well, they can be
Shut up.
sued.
man.
Really?
Yeah.
Sued for driving
Yeah,
someone.
the way that they wrote this law is like it's all like
This Texas thing
civil.
that's just not working
Let
out.
her
I think,
finish
yeah.
talking, Juskow.
It's all
I will
civil.
punch her.
It's not criminal. So like you can't get an abortion after 6 weeks, but if like someone were to get an abortion after 6 weeks, it's not like the person who would get like in trouble. It's like the doctor would be sued for civil damages. So like they would be sued for like over like $10,000 or something. The Uber driver who like drove a person to a clinic. It's like all stuff like that. And it's like getting like people to report on their like neighbors and like friends, just like because they're getting like Texans to like report on each other about it, which is like it's very Nazi-like, to be honest.
Yeah, it's like secret police everywhere.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, so it's and like the thing with like the Supreme Court, they basically like it wasn't even that they voted to say like the reason why they voted the way that they did was like the conservative justices were like, oh, this law is too complex. So like we're not even gonna like get into it. Which is a cop out. It's the whole thing is just so maddening.
Snitch for Fiscal Award. Yep.
Yeah.
Their website. Wow. It's just really, and like, no, they can't do anything about this. I don't understand.
It's
Something
like,
wrong
I
with
mean, I think there
Texas.
will be more litigation about it. Like, I think what the Supreme Court decided was that they weren't going to stop the law from taking effect, but I think they're like, there's still ways you can that like it can be taken to court and then maybe like actually judged on the quality of like the bill itself and not like the procedure of it. But yeah, I mean, you're going to start seeing like, I think the Florida like state government already said that they're going to try to put a law like this into effect too.
DeSantis. I hate him.
Oh, he's the worst.
And you know, I love the fact that they, at least that was one thing that they told the schools that they could actually mandate the mask.
Yes,
They,
yeah, that's so important.
I don't know, all these judges. I don't know half the stuff. I'm like learning.
It's so complicated.
It's so complicated. Michelle Pierce sounds like the purge will be allowed soon. Look, Juskow's quiet now since I yelled at him. Are you in punishment corner?
Well, that's what I feel like, but
Because you don't let her talk.
I know. So I realized that. I'm
Let's
sorry.
take a moment to look at the flowers that I brought for.
Oh,
Now, what are those flowers
cool.
today?
I forgot the name again.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's the one thing we asked. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Now look what I've done again.
This is the beautiful flowers that I bought today.
Every week we ask you to find out what
kind of
brand they
flowers?
are. It's
I was supposed to find out and I didn't.
Marina's
The guy
flower
doesn't.
segment.
The guy doesn't speak English that well.
Did you get into a fight again at the flower market?
No, but I did. Oh, I'm
Did you
so
run into
glad
that girl?
I did see her. You know, I wrote them a letter, right? You saw that
Yeah.
last
And
week,
they
right?
wrote you
Ooh.
back.
So I saw her today. I was on the phone with Bonnie McFarlane. I was like telling her the whole story. And I said, I'm going to go up
Weird.
to her and I'm going to get her. And this is how I got her. You have a good day.
Very
You said that to her today?
So for those of you that didn't know or haven't followed the story, last week I got into it at the farmer's market with the mushroom girl. And because she basically dismissed me. I don't know if any of you have ever had that happen where someone dismisses you by saying have a good day. It's an outside farmer's market. There's
Well,
no
I don't because I'm white, but I see what you're saying.
you can't dismiss someone like that. I don't have to go, basically. It's not a store. So she was like, have a good day, man. Because she couldn't answer my question. So that was last week. And then I DM'd them on Instagram. The guy was like, we'll take care of it. So look, I saw her today and I was like, have a good day. I hope you're having a good day.
You went for it.
And Bonnie just started laughing because I was like, I just did it. She didn't know that I had just got her back. She's like, oh, that was really nice how you.
I'm impressed that
Screaming.
you went for it. I think I feel like I would have been over it maybe since you got the response and her manager yelled at her. So
I don't know
I'm
if she was
impressed
yelled
that you
at.
kept it going.
I don't know if she was yelled at. That's right, Evelyn. We don't know if she was addressed at all.
Mhm.
Well,
I'll
we were
tell you what.
told-
keep
we
on
were
the
told
fight.
he would.
He said he would, but we don't know how they know each other. He was probably like, this is how the conversation probably went. Go ahead, Juskow.
Oh, you're going to play the girl?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, kid, there's been a complaint that came in this week from something that happened with a customer.
Oh, she was outrageous.
You didn't even know who I was talking about, so
No,
obviously there
I
must have
do
been an
know.
issue.
Yeah, there was no. This woman came and she didn't know what she was talking about, so I just told
she
her.
seemed to know her stuff. What she put down in the context was that she knew a lot about mushrooms. You were a little standoffish.
She was actually very rude to me, and I just felt that to diffuse the situation, just to tell her to have a good day. It's what I
Well,
commonly use.
In the future, I would prefer if you have a problem with a customer to come to me and let me know about it.
I will do that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now you're fired.
I wish that had happened that way. But this
Well, I
is
was
how
trying to be as polite as possible.
this is how this is how crazy I am in my mind. This is how I think it went down. If I was the boss, is that it went something like this. So some crazy woman wrote us on Instagram. Do you know who this is? This woman? That's how I think it went down. That's
And it was
why
all because of that awful Negro. That's from Trading Places.
You see, Chewy? You see what I text Chewy about you
I'm
before she
trading
joined.
places. And it's all because of that awful Negro.
Let's see what's happening here. Everyone's getting down with the conversation.
They are.
Juskow, ask Chewy a question.
Chewy, is that your, how long have you lived there?
During the pandemic. This is my girlfriend's apartment, and we've been quarantining together.
It's
Still
making me
one
uncomfortable.
bedroom.
Is it a studio?
It's a 1 bedroom, but she's watching
good.
sports in the living room.
It just looks sad. That's all. Yeah, sorry, because it's just because the way it's like put, it just looks like
Her
you have this
apartment looks
lonely
sad?
bed on this white wall. I mean, my apartment looks the same in this sense, but
Hey, Prince.
I don't know. It just looks like a prison bed. That's why.
Oh, it's nice. You got this is nice sheets.
Well, there's no bedpost. I guess that's why you're.
At least
Those
Chewy
are
has
like
a
the
window.
foot of the bed, and
The what?
The post is over there.
Can we see?
You want sure?
Oh, that's so much better. Okay, that's okay. That makes such a difference. Isn't that funny?
Because this is just like her purse and then her stuff.
They approve of you being a mushroom manager, David.
Well, why shouldn't I be? I have the exact tone and cadence.
David
of a
be
person
going
that
in
would
on
do.
people.
I know, except to the mushroom girl. That's where I draw the line. I could
She's
just. I
just trying to
think
make a
you should be a
living.
little kinder.
Marina Franklin, also known as Petty LaBelle. Pretty good, Mister. And hello, Prince. It's always good to see. I always love saying hi, Prince. Shovel
But
time again, Juskow. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I got rid of our one viewer.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
one viewer.
He was like not making sense. So I don't have time. I just be like, get out of here. Get out of here.
Did you
The
block
shovel
him
time
for
again with
the
the.
show?
Yeah, I get that.
I just have a way with it. I find a way.
Chewy, are you also like what Marina was like? You're nervous about COVID. You mask up, and
Ron,
like
death
Marina, like nervous
sentence.
about it too.
Yeah. I wear my mask all the time. I didn't take
No,
my
but
mask
I meant
off.
like you're just as nervous as Marina. Like I haven't seen you for 2 years, so that's why.
Oh, I think I'm a high level of nervous. I don't know if I'm Marina level nervous. I don't know her level, but I think I'm a good
How could
level.
you not know her levels? We all know. She's apparently afraid of COVID.
We're all afraid of COVID.
And according to Marina, no one else is.
No, I'm just the
Right?
smartest one.
See?
Let me tell you something, okay?
No one else takes COVID seriously except Marina.
I know. I feel like I'm the
That's the way you
last.
feel.
No, Evelyn takes it serious.
I did get
I think
very
it's
serious.
I
Yeah.
haven't noticed that.
Evelyn takes it very serious.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not
I
saying
haven't
that.
really been doing shows that much because it's like I don't love because I mean for now you can do shows outside, but like soon it's gonna get colder. Yeah, no, I'm very nervous.
This is another winter where I'm like, no, tomorrow's like the last day, right? Labor Day is the last or the end.
By the way,
I
I
think so.
just in case some of you are listening and you live in New York State, you should apply for the rent relief. I just got it.
What? How do you
Yep.
get these things?
I applied for it. It's not illegal.
How did you apply for it?
I went on their site, the New York State site, applied for the emergency rent relief. They spoke to my landlord. They told them how much I owed. I haven't paid in a year, and they paid it all.
What if we already?
wow.
What if we're paid up, but we just want them to pay the rest?
That won't work. Yeah, listen, I took a chance last August, and I'm like, I'm going to take a chance that maybe things will work out. It was a risk, but it paid off. They had a lot of money to give out for people who live, at least what I know in New York State. If you haven't been paying rent, if you've been having trouble, there is this place where they're trying to help.
Oh wow.
Wow.
I found out that
More
day they're paying
importantly-
rent and that unemployment ends the next day. So it was
More important than rent discussion. Recently discovered Marina. I binged all her stand-up routines. Thank you. Very talented. Thank you. Okay, back to you paid it.
I thought you'd be interested to know.
I find that impressive.
Yeah,
I got one of those small business loans and it was forgiven.
I told you about that one,
That's nice.
didn't I?
Oh, you told me the year that I didn't get it, and now this year I got it, and
Yeah,
I'm incorporated
It
now.
was a grant.
Ooh.
That's why it was forgiven.
Yeah, I didn't think not everyone. I was told recently a lot of people who got those grants, not
Yeah.
everyone's was forgiven
Oh,
because
well,
they didn't fill it out right.
oh, well, all I know is everything I've done that I've gotten from the government, I did legally. That's the weird part. It feels illegal somehow, but everything
Someone's
was
saying
done on
something
the
nice
record
to
by the
you.
books. Thank you. Thank you so much. I can't believe it. I thought I was going to have to move. So
That's pretty
now I just
good.
have to find a job. Does this pay anything?
No, I got you that book though.
Oh, I actually do appreciate it. Oh,
The help with
and I
his
tell you,
comment.
my neighbor, I was helping her with something. She went to Venice for 2 weeks and I was helping her with something while she was gone. And she goes, "What do you want me to bring you back?" And I'm like, "Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Don't worry about it." It's my neighbor. I've known her for years. And then we're texting when she's there. And I go, she goes, "How about if I bring you an Italian girl back?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that'd be terrific. I don't mind marrying somebody for a green card or whatever." But we're joking. And then I'm like, "No, but seriously, just bring me a gondolier's hat." And she's like, "Fine, I'll bring you a gondolier's hat." So that she came back yesterday and she's like, "Hey, I got you some chocolate covered almonds." And I'm like, "What the hell is this?" And she's like, "What? This is really special." I'm like, "I asked for the gondolier's hat." She's like, "You were serious?" I'm like, "Why wouldn't I be serious about that?" I think she's like, "Well, you can buy those on the street anywhere." I'm like, "Exactly. It wasn't a big gift. I just wanted a goddamn gondolier's hat, and I told everybody I was planning on wearing it on the show today." Sorry, I was really upset about it.
Someone's a
Somebody
Karen.
asks you, "What can you bring them back?" and then they don't bring it.
No, you're right, but
I made her
I would be
cry.
the worst. I will say this: when Lois sent me a text about someone who said, after the floods in New York, the restaurants in Venice, speaking of Venice, still charge when it floods, but then it's considered part of the experience.
Right. Well, I was thinking of Venice when she was there because there was no way for her to avoid any floods, whether she was
Now,
here or there.
thank you. It was called a PPP loan. And Mr. says, "How are you buying White Castles, but you can't pay rent?" And all that's and priorities. All that's missing from that is Negro.
I think we know White Castle is not very expensive. Those little square hamburgers.
Yeah, but still, it's a luxury.
That's what
I just
people
want you
eat.
to hear
It's either that or
Lois's.
Dinty Moore beef stew.
This is how Lois is prepares for everything. I want you to hear this.
Hi, Marina. I'm having coffee with Stina right now. Yeah, that's no problem. I have a chair in my car that I can bring, or I have two small deck chairs, really small ones. I can bring them for us too. I can bring I have a fold-out blanket that zips up into a square. I can bring that. I'll bring the scones for us for a lunch to have I'll bring the repellents and all the rest. Okay, I'll talk to you later.
That sucked because she didn't say, "And I got these blankets which somebody died in, but now I can use them again." Right. That was the only thing that was missing.
I think I have audio of her saying, "Well, I think I can get off, because his sister committed suicide, so I think I can get off that night." But it's usually like that. But it's like you can just tell from that message a lot of her personality. It's very it's very specific.
She's so obsessed with those scones. She's like, "Dave, where do you live? I'll drop off some scones." And I'm like, "I'm on a diet right now."
Oh, Robin. Hello, Robin.
Hamburger. I appreciate that.
What's going on? Sitting here with a sickly daughter, another quiet Saturday. Oh, no. What's going on with your daughter? I hope she feels better. Okay, Robin. Let the brother have a hamburger. He shouldn't be forced to eat gruel.
That's right.
No, White Castle is gruel.
I kind of am like Ebenezer Scrooge, living in my mansion, eating gruel. You might be nothing but a bit of beef, undigested.
Those hats look good with masks.
The gondolier hat?
Uh-huh. So, Evelyn, you want to take us to some reviews before we get out?
Yes, absolutely. Sorry, I've been muted because the restaurant below me, I think they're just starting up, so there's a lot of noise.
Hey, don't get Marina started. What's the
matter
with you,
they're
Evelyn?
not
Are
as
you
bad
crazy?
as what I've heard from you, Marina. So I
Are you sure?
Oh no, they're okay. Yeah, they haven't been doing anything crazy.
So now you got Marina going.
But yeah, so we have a few reviews of the podcast, few comments from listeners. The first came via email, sent to the Friends Like Us email saying, "Your podcast gives me life. Thank you," from Michelle Bannister Williams, which was lovely. And then actually a few of the reviews, that I got came from the Friends Like Us Instagram, actually specifically about the soundbite that you had brought up. The first comment is from actually a guest that was on the episode, Noye, who's also been on the live stream, who said, "This made me tear up while recording. So sad. Everybody wear a mask and get vaccinated so Aisha can go back to school." And then someone else responded, Manischewitz, saying, "Let her feel the joy without waiting and bracing herself for it to end," which are two, I think, both really sweet comments to make. Yeah, and I mean, really great comments about the episode this week. So those are the reviews that I've got.
Thank you. Yeah. So if you are not already listening to Friends Like Us, please make sure you check us out. This week coming up, we have oh God. Yeah, so that episode was that they're talking about is with Noye Brown West, Khalees Hawkins, and Autumn Rowe. We were also talking about music and songwriters and the importance of, if anything this pandemic showed, it shows that some people don't get the credit for the work they do behind this industry. And that goes for songwriters. And Autumn Rowe actually started that campaign. She's written for Diana Ross. She's written for the Fifth Harmony, and numerous people, Boy George, even so many people. She worked on the X Factor, America's Got Talent. She was a coach. She worked with Simon Cowell. And so as far as money goes, we're talking about like the music industry and where that money goes. The writers, you rarely hear about them now. Writers in Hollywood, like for movies and stuff, we have a union. Writers from the music industry, guess what? No union. So make sure you check that out on Spotify. They actually highlighted these songwriters on Spotify. Okay, I'm trying to get that information out really well. And then this week coming up, I have Dr. Florencia Polite to talk about her frustration with exactly what we're talking about right now, about the vaccines, people not wearing the masks, people having their conspiracy theories. And we debunk one of the main conspiracy theories, which was a young a Black woman. She was a PhD, but she was being used as a pawn by the Republican Party, actually, in Michigan, to spout out some views that were 100% inaccurate. And we have her on, and she's a professional, and she's the one, there's the most important thing is that whenever you hear about these doctors or PhD individuals who have all these conspiracy theory facts that you've never heard of, and you're like, oh my God, what about that? Ask yourself, have they been involved in the studies? And if they haven't been involved in the studies, then they shouldn't be talking. Marina Franklin is the only one who should be talking. Okay. All right. So we got to get out of here. Oh, hi, Sajisli. I'm a newbie. I didn't realize all y'all do comedy. I discovered Marina through Colbert. Yes, we all do comedy. And just if you're just joining us, also
I do it badly though.
Yeah, Juskow, he's an experiment. But we do love him. Oh, peace, D. We're going soon too. Have clubs opened in New York City? Yes, they have. And yes, they do perform inside. Everyone has their way, and they're not wearing masks, by the way.
Marina, what's the story with the underground? Are they reopened tonight?
I performed there last night.
You did? There was no smell or anything from the water?
It was like it never happened.
Really? That's fascinating. I was wondering about that. Wow.
Packed. I'm telling you, it's like what I told Lois about the flood, and I sent her that video that someone said, like the Comedy Cellar is still charging people during the flood. It's like what Lois said. She goes, people are from all over the world. They love the cellar. They love the laughter. It'll not skip a beat.
Wow.
And it hasn't. It has not skipped a beat. People love the Comedy Cellar, and they go in droves. It's like I said, it never happened.
Amazing.
So tonight I have 2 shows there. Comedy has resumed in New York City. People are on the road. It's one of my measured risks. It's not, look, being inside is not my favorite thing to do, but the way I do it is I go in, I wear my mask, I bring my microphone. I think anyone who's sitting in the audience, I believe they should be wearing a mask, but What are you going to do? Freedom. This is what it feels like. Insanity. So, all right, guys. So we got to go. Thank you all. Oh, thank you, Ted Chambers. Great group. I love listening to the discussion as always. See you next week. Oh, thank you, Ted Chambers. So let's start with Chewy. Chewy, tell our viewers and our listeners where they can find you.
I'll take this, Chewy. Chewy will be at the every week. That's funny for me. I'm sorry, I can't.
It is funny. Good job, David.
Go ahead, Chewy.
I am Chewy May on Instagram and Facebook, Chewy Comedy on Twitter, and now on TikTok. Wow, I forgot the name of it for a second. And everything you can find on chewycomedy.com.
Thank you. Evelyn?
You can find me on Twitter at Evelyn G. Frick. I also write for Reductress, so you can find my pieces on there. I will be doing the New York Queer Comedy Festival in October. You can find information about that on my social media. And also, I guess I'll be doing some opening for Marina on September 15th at the Fat Black Pussycat.
Yeah. And Juskow?
I have a new Comedy Cellar YouTube show coming up that's live every Tuesday night from 6 to 8. We will be taking, yeah, I deserve it. We will be taking calls, which is hilarious, and making football picks and just talking about nonsense and stuff. My first guest is Mike Vecchione and Esther Koo.
Oh,
so exactly. So whatever it is, and then, but it should be fun.
Laugh.
2 hours of Juskow. Hey, on the Comedy Cellar Nightly YouTube channel, that is live, and you can call in and tell me how much I stink. I have no problems with that.
yes, he loves it.
Yeah,
because it's true. No.
Exactly.
Marina Franklin here. Just go to my website, marinayfranklin.com. You can find everything there, as well as listening to the podcast. That's why I do this every week. Go and listen to the Friends Like Us podcast. All right. Because we have so many guests and different guests. It's a variety of things. It's a woman podcast, mostly. Once a month, we have a guy or a white, like a period, but it's mostly women of color. But we have great conversations. Juskow's been on there. Chewy has been on there. Evelyn has been on there. Evelyn used to help. She's my personal assistant. Thank God for Evelyn. And also, like I said, September 15th, I'm headlining at the Fat Black Pussycat as part of the Comedy Cellar. And if you didn't know, I sold a show to FX. Okay. So that's just a bit of like positive news that's out there. I'll be working and writing and trying to develop a show that I can present to you. So all fingers crossed that it actually happens, because FX is the shit. Okay. Be safe out there. Make sure you wear your masks. Okay. Get vaccinated. Please, please, please. And encourage your friends, be nice to them, but encourage them to get vaccinated too. And don't forget, Black Lives Matter. All right. Okay. Well, Juskow, he's all right. He can live.
Well, that ought to hold the little bastards for. Yes, every time.
No, it's still going.
I know. This time I made it in time before you cut it off.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.